Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing. Put down the doubt. Silence the noise. This message isn't for the faint of heart. It's for the ones who feel that fire deep inside, the ones who know they were made for more but can't figure out how to break free. Let me tell you right now. You were not born to live a small life. You weren't put on this earth to just pay bills and wait for the weekend. You weren't created to blend in, to shrink yourself, to play it safe. No. You were born with power in your soul. You were born with greatness in your bones. You were born to do something massive, something meaningful, something that leaves a dent in this world. But the world tricked you. It convinced you that survival is enough. That average is acceptable. That silence is safer than standing up. But I'm here to wake you up from that lie. Because settling is spiritual suicide. You weren't born to play small. And it's time you start living like it. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who worked a job he didn't love. He woke up every day with a pit in his stomach, went to work, smiled at people he didn't respect, followed orders from people who never saw his potential, and came home exhausted. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't weak. He was just lost. He had dreams once, big ones. He wanted to start a business. He wanted to travel the world. He wanted to write, create, inspire. But life happened. One rejection. One failure. One heartbreak. And slowly, he started shrinking. He told himself, "I'll do it next year." Next year became 5. 5 became 10. And one day, while scrolling through social media, he saw someone else living the life he always wanted. That someone wasn't more talented, wasn't luckier, wasn't more connected. They were just awake. They believed they were born for more, and they acted like it. And in that moment, he broke down. He realized the only thing stopping him all along was himself. That man was me. I wasted years living small. I silenced my voice. I dimmed my light. I waited for permission that was never coming. Until one day I got tired of the pain of playing small. Tired of being tired. Tired of watching life pass me by. And from that moment on, I decided I will never again settle for small. The problem, why you're stuck living small. Let's be honest for a second. You feel like you're living small. You feel trapped in a life that's less than what you know deep down you were meant for. And the worst part? You don't even know how you got here. You didn't plan to settle. Nobody says, "I want to live a life that doesn't fulfill me." But it happens. Quietly. Subtly. Slowly. And before you know it, you're waking up to a life that doesn't inspire you, that doesn't stretch you, that doesn't make you feel alive. So how did this happen? Why do so many people live small lives when they were born with massive potential? Let's break it down. 1. You were conditioned to shrink. From a young age, you were told to sit down, be quiet, follow the rules. You were trained to color inside the lines, to stay in your lane, to not dream too big. Every time you tried to shine, someone dimmed your light. Don't be too loud. Don't make a scene. Don't think you're better than anyone. But let me ask you something. What if you were made to stand out? What if your difference is your gift? They convinced you to fit in, but you were born to lead. They told you to play it safe, but you were built to break boundaries. 2. You're surrounded by people who've settled. Look around you. What's the energy of the people closest to you? Are they fired up about life? Do they talk about goals, vision, impact, or just gossip, complaints, and Netflix? If everyone in your circle is playing small, it starts to feel normal. And what's normal becomes invisible. You don't even realize you're shrinking because everyone around you is doing it too. But you've got to understand this. The people around you can either water your fire or smother it. If you're the only one in your group with big dreams, you've got a choice to make. Either you lower your standards to match theirs, or you raise your circle to match your destiny. 3. Fear disguised as logic. You tell yourself, I'm being realistic. I just need to be practical. I'm not ready yet. I'll wait until the time is right. But let's call it what it is. Fear. Fear of failing. Fear of judgment. Fear of the unknown. You wrap it up in fancy words like responsibility or stability. But deep down, you're just afraid. Afraid to leap. Afraid to look foolish. Afraid to lose what little comfort you've clung to. But let me ask you, are you really safe playing small, or are you just slowly dying inside? Because one thing's for sure. A comfortable life that kills your spirit is the most dangerous trap of all. For you forgot who you are. The biggest tragedy is that you forgot the truth. You forgot the fire you had as a kid. You forgot the dreams you whispered to yourself before the world told you to stop believing. You forgot the strength you've already shown, the storms you've survived, the mountains you've climbed. You've spent so long being what others expected you to be. You forgot who you were meant to be. But hear me now. Your soul didn't forget. It's still inside you. It's still waiting. It's still whispering every single day. You were made for more. And until you answer that whisper, until you stop ignoring that voice, until you say, enough is enough, you will always feel that ache in your chest. Because your soul knows it's being suffocated by a life too small for your spirit. 5. You've been distracted from your purpose. Every scroll, every binge, every escape, they all keep you numb, distracted, detached, disengaged. You tell yourself, I just need to unwind. But what you're really doing is disconnecting from the truth. The truth that you're not where you're supposed to be. That your potential is rotting. That your greatness is being wasted. And the world wants that. Because if you wake up, if you step into who you really are, if you own your power, you become dangerous. You stop buying what they sell. You stop fitting in their boxes. You stop living on autopilot. And you start leading, changing, impacting. That's why they keep you distracted. Because if you ever saw your true reflection, if you ever remembered who you really are, you'd burn this small life to the ground and rebuild something unstoppable. The pattern of playing small. So, what does playing small actually look like? It's subtle. You say yes when you want to say no. You dim your opinion so you don't ruffle feathers. You keep that business idea on hold indefinitely. You hide your talents because someone else might not approve. You stay in environments that drain you because leaving is too hard. Every day, in 1,000 little decisions, you either shrink or you rise. And most people shrink. Until one day they look in the mirror and don't recognize who they've become. But here's the truth. Living small is not noble. Living small doesn't serve the world. Living small doesn't protect you from pain, it guarantees regret. Because when your final day comes, you won't remember the comfort. You'll remember the chances you didn't take, the risks you avoided, the life you didn't live. And you'll ask yourself, why didn't I go all in? But you don't have to wait until then. You can wake up now. You can stop the spiral. You can rewrite the script. You can decide that from this moment forward, you're done with small. You were not born to fit in. You were born to rise. You were born to lead. You were born to stretch, shake, disrupt, and inspire. You were born to build something that outlives you. So, stop living like you're a side character in your own life. It's time to take the pen back. It's time to take the stage. It's time to take your life back. You've been sleeping on yourself too long. You've been sleepwalking through life. Your alarm didn't go off this morning. It's been going off for years, and you keep hitting snooze. Every time you said, I'll start tomorrow. Maybe next month. When the timing is right. That was you putting your greatness on pause. But here's the problem with hitting snooze on your purpose. Eventually, life stops giving you wake-up calls and gives you consequences instead. Wake-up calls come in all forms. A failed relationship. A lost job. A dream slipping through your fingers. A sudden moment where you realize you're not who you said you'd become. They feel like pain. They feel like chaos. They feel like heartbreak. But those moments are your divine sirens yelling. Wake up. You're not living the life you were meant to live. Police cars revolving like wake up, no one is coming to save you. There's no cavalry. There's no magic rescue. There's no perfect moment when everything lines up. You're waiting for someone to come validate you, support you, give you permission. But they're not coming. This is your life. Your vision. Your fire. And no one is going to fight for it like you can. You want a sign? This is it. This moment, right here. These words are reaching into your chest, shaking your soul, and saying, If you keep living the way you are, you'll keep getting what you've got. And if that terrifies you more than starting over, then start now. You've got more in you. You've been living at 40%. Maybe 60% on a good day. But you and I both know, deep in your bones, that's not all you've got. You've got a book inside you. You've got a business idea that could change lives. You've got leadership in your voice. You've got healing in your story. You've got influence, wisdom, fire, and you're burying it in small routines and safe excuses. Why are you tiptoeing through life when you were built to run through walls? You weren't designed for average. You weren't made to just get by. There's too much brilliance in your DNA for you to be clocking into a life that drains you and calling it normal. You're not stuck. You're just scared. But fear doesn't mean you stop, fear means you go anyway. Tear down the walls you built. Let's talk about the walls you've built. You know the ones. I'm not good enough. I'll fail if I try. I don't have the resources. What will people think? It's too late for me. Those are not facts. They're not even your voice. They're programming. Lies. Chains. And the longer you repeat them, the more they become your truth. But let me tell you something. The only thing standing between you and the life you were born for is the story you keep telling yourself. So let's rewrite the story. You are not behind. You are not too old. You are not broken. You are not average. You are just awakening. And now, it's your job to burn the old version of yourself to the ground, so the real you can rise. Fire, this is your moment. There comes a moment in every person's life where they draw a line in the sand. A moment where you stop blaming the world, your parents, your past, your boss, your city, your circumstances. And you say, I don't care what's happened. I don't care how long I've wasted. I don't care who didn't believe in me. I'm taking my life back. This is that moment. Right here. Right now. This is your line in the sand. Don't wait for another rock bottom. Don't wait until you're sick, broke, alone, and lost. Don't wait until you're full of regret, staring in the mirror asking, how did I get here? Because you already know how. You shrunk when you should have stretched. You settled when you should have soared. You waited when you should have moved. But that's over now. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more playing small. This is your moment of rebirth. You've got fire in your lungs, purpose in your blood, and a destiny bigger than your doubts. Break out of the cage. You've been caged by comfort. Caged by opinion. Caged by fear of the unknown. But here's what I know. A life without risk is a life without reward. A life without discomfort is a life without growth. And a life without courage is a life without legacy. So ask yourself, are you going to be remembered for what you avoided? Or for what you overcame? Are you going to keep pretending your small life is fine? Or are you going to break the cage and start living like someone who knows they were made for more? Time is running out. Let's get really real. Time is not guaranteed. You don't know how many years you have left. You don't even know how many tomorrows you've got. And you're wasting today? You're using your life force to scroll, to worry, to shrink? No. That ends here. You either use your time, or your time will use you. So decide, are you going to wake up someday, or today? Because someday isn't a day on the calendar. Today is the only day that matters. Fire, you are the breakthrough. Stop waiting for a breakthrough to come. You are the breakthrough. It's not out there. It's not in another book, another seminar, another post, another manifestation. It's in you. It's been there the whole time. Buried. Sleeping. Dormant. Waiting for you to remember. This is not hype. This is not inspiration. This is your life. You either build it, or it buries you. And I believe you're ready. Cloud with tornado # the decision. So make the decision. Right now. Right here. Say it out loud. I will no longer live a small life. I was born for more. Say it again. Louder this time. Own it. Say it like your future depends on it, because it does. This is the moment your new life begins. No applause. No audience. No guarantees. Just a decision. A line in the sand. A fire in your chest. You wake up now. Or you sleepwalk through the rest of your life. The choice is yours. Break the limits, burn the excuses. We've talked about waking up. Now it's time to stand up. Because awareness is not enough. Desire is not enough. Even belief is not enough. You must move. You must act. You must take the raw truth you've now faced and do something with it. So let me ask you, what are you willing to do to never go back to a small life? Are you willing to be misunderstood? Be judged? Fail publicly? Start over? Get uncomfortable for months, maybe years? Because let me tell you something no one wants to hear. You will not live a big life comfortably. No greatness was ever born in convenience. You've got to bleed for your dreams. You've got to stretch beyond what you think is possible. You've got to train like it's war, because it is. You're at war with average. At war with excuses. At war with the old version of you who just wanted to be liked, accepted, and safe. That version? They're done. You've buried them. Stop waiting for perfect. Some of you are still stuck because you're waiting for perfect. The perfect time. The perfect plan. The perfect mindset. The perfect approval. Let me wake you up one last time. Perfect doesn't exist. Ready is a myth. Clarity comes from movement, not waiting. So start with doubt in your throat. Start with shaking hands. Start broke. Start messy. Start scared. Just start. Because the person who takes messy action will always beat the person who waits for perfect timing. Snow-capped mountain hash, your next level is built on this one. This version of you right now, this is not your final form. But your next level isn't coming to you wrapped in gold. It's coming in the form of early mornings, late nights, lonely decisions, tough choice, relentless consistency. The next level of your life is built by this level's grind. You don't get to skip the process. You don't get transformation without trials. But you've survived too much already to give up here. You've been broken. You've been lost. You've been doubted. And yet you're still here. Not by accident. Not by luck. But because you were born to rise through it all. Boxing glove pushback. Take the hit. Keep going. You're going to get hit. Life will still punch you. Doubt will still creep in. People will still betray you. Your plans will still collapse sometimes. But the difference is, now you don't fold. Now, when life hits, you hit back. When the world tells you to shrink, you expand. When fear knocks, you answer the door with fire in your eyes. Because now, you understand. You were not born to live a small life. You were born to fight for a massive one. And massive lives are built hit after hit, fall after fall, rise after rise. You won't win every day, but you will show up every day. And that makes you unbreakable. Bullseye, start small, aim big. You don't have to change your entire life today. But you do have to change something. Get up earlier. Read a book. Record the video. Send the email. Start the business. Join the gym. Drop the addiction. Say the truth. Burn the excuses. Start somewhere. Small moves today make massive waves tomorrow. You want a big life? Then master the small things daily. Because discipline doesn't just create results. It builds identity. You show yourself who you are, one hard decision at a time. You're not just doing this for you. Listen close. This isn't just about you. It's about the people who need your example. Your children. Your community. Your younger self watching silently from the shadows, praying you make it. When you rise, you give them permission to rise. When you fight back, they learn to fight. When you break free, you leave the door open for others. Your courage creates a ripple effect. Your discipline becomes someone else's deliverance. So stop shrinking like you're alone in this. You're not. You are the hope someone else is waiting on. disguised as a soul. A lion trapped in a cage of fear. A miracle walking around pretending to be average. But that ends here. No more pretending. No more procrastinating. You are ready. How do I know? Because you've made it this far. You listened. You felt it. You cried through the truth. You've nodded through the pain. You've awakened something ancient inside of you. That's not emotion. That's recognition. That's your soul remembering its assignment. So now, here's what I want you to do. Not later. Not tomorrow. Right now, grab a notebook. Write these words at the top. I was not born to live a small life. Then underneath, write. The version of you you're killing today. The vision for you will now become. 3 things you can do in the next 24 hours to take control back. Then speak it out loud. I decide today. I rise today. I step into the life I was born for today. No more small. No more fear. No more silence. The world will feel my fire now. And when you're done writing, done speaking, get up. Move. Create. Build. Share. Do. Because this is the moment that changes everything. Not because